Hi guys, and welcome back to Almost a Cinephile. My name is Becca. If you are new here, then welcome. We welcome you here. We like to talk about all things cinema and movie related, as well as sprinkling in a little bit of physical media in there as well. I will just put a really quick disclaimer out there. I'm just coming off of the back of a really nasty illness. So if I sound a little bit low energy or croaky in any way, shape or form, then that is why. I made a video a couple of weeks ago saying how my relationship with physical media and how I consume it has changed. The last physical media that came into the household was at Christmas. I got free films given to me at Christmas time. And since then, I haven't really been on the hunt or look out for any new things at this present moment. And I think the last really big kind of collecting session I had was kind of way mid to like early last year. So recently I did find a couple of films that I really wanted to add to my collection. I think just because my relationship has changed slightly and I don't want to bring as many movies into the house, it doesn't stop me really enjoying physical media or the collecting of physical media or just looking at it or looking for it. I'm always on the hunt, kind of finding things here and there when I'm out and about, not always, but I always have a little look. I don't normally ever find much here in the UK. You tend to get the same titles here and there, and most of which, if I wanted them, I have them already. So to find the gems that I have in my mind that I'm looking for, I don't often find them. It's quite rare. So physical media hauls on this channel will be a lot more rarer because I'm after certain things now, I think, rather than just collecting for the sake of collecting. So the films I did get, two of them are ones that you could probably find in most charity shops. I think they were just ones that I had kept an eye on that I didn't quite want at the time, but now I have. And the other four are titles that have been a lot more harder to find. So the first one is one that I really have been after, this kind of genre or this era of this actor's career, and that is Tom Hanks in Big. I love Big, it's my favourite Tom Hanks film. But this era of Tom Hanks, like Big, Splash, they're really, really difficult to find in the UK. I don't know what it's like in America, but for us here, this sort of era of films, these real golden age films, you can't really find them as easily. So I was so elated to find this film. If you've not seen it, Tom Hanks basically plays a kid in an adult's body, and it's really, really funny. The piano scene is a classic, and it's really sweet and endearing, and it's just a really fun film. It's definitely one that I have been on the hunt for such a long time. This and Mrs. Doubtfire. You would not believe how hard it is to find a copy of Mrs. Doubtfire in the UK, but it's, especially secondhand, it's really, really hard. The second film I haven't seen, but I feel like I've heard some good things about, and it's The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I am really slowly expanding my horror collection. I wouldn't call myself a horror only channel or a horror adjacent kind of, someone that kind of primarily speaks only about horror films, but I am finding more and more over the last 5 years that horror has definitely been more of a standout genre for me. At the very beginning, I was a kind of absolute horror hater. I was scared too easily, and I just didn't want to watch things. I think I found, especially horror when I grew up, was like Hostel and Saw and Green Inferno. They were all things that my friends watched that they loved, and they were just things that I absolutely hated. I still don't watch those sorts of films now. I'm not like a gore lover, but I do love horror at the minute, like modern horror, kind of art house horror, A24 horror. That sort of horror is really lights up my fire. And I really kind of have been looking back at also kind of like old school horror, like Hitchcock's and things like that. So I've definitely broadened my horizons with horror, and I've definitely really fallen in love with it as a genre. I do think it's one of the strongest at the minute over other genres of films, and sometimes, over box office, films as well. As I said, I don't know much about this film. I'm pretty sure I've heard quite good things about it. So I'm really excited to add it to my collection and give it a go. One film I definitely have heard really good things about, I watched Cody Leach's recent video where he ranked millennial horror films, and he said Blade 2 was his favourite out of the trilogy. He's a massive Blade lover. I think he just loves vampires in general. I love vampires in general. I have Blade 1, I have not watched it, but I feel like having number 2 will prompt me, because then if I really love Blade, I'll have Blade 2 to go straight into. I've not heard great things about Blade Trinity. I think that's the third one with Ryan Reynolds, but you know, if I love 1, 2, I'll give 3 a go. Not adverse to it. But this is supposed to be a really, really good film. It's Wesley Snipes. I don't know if Disney will ever remake Blade. I don't know if Disney will ever remake Blade. There were whisperings about it, and then kind of all has gone quiet. So we'll see. Another kind of comic book-ish film is one that I need to finish my whole Batman-verse collection. This is the last film I've been waiting to find, and that is Michael Keaton's Batman, or Tim Burton. It's also got Jack Nicholson as the Joker and Kim Basinger in it as well. It's a little corny. It's a little comic booky. I don't dislike it. I really, really liked this one. I still think that the Robert Pattinson Batman 2022 will forever be the best, and I'm really excited and hoping that there will be a sequel to that one. But this was the last one I needed to complete all of my collection. I have literally got every Batman. This was the last one I needed, so I'm really happy to have that and add that to my collection as well. And then the fourth film, this film is a funny one. So it follows the kind of, you know, book to on-screen adaptations. We had Twilight, we had Hunger Games, we had Divergent, we also had The Mortal Instruments. I read The City of Bones long before this came out, and I just always remember being so gutted that they were, you know, supposed to be brother and sister. I think that put me off finishing the series off so much that I just put it down. You know, the kiss in the greenhouse was like teen euphoria. And now if you read things like Sarah J Maas, like a little kiss in a greenhouse is absolutely nothing. But this is, it's okay. I love it. It is a comfort watch for me. It's got Jamie Campbell-Bower in it and Emily, oh my God, I'm going to need to know her name. Lily Collins. Emily in Paris. I think that's what I'm thinking about. The girl in this film plays Emily in Paris. Lily Collins. Phil Collins' daughter. Why didn't I know that? I don't remember. It's just garbage, but it's good garbage, and I really love it. And I'm not ashamed to have films in my collection that are bad, but so good all at the same time. And the last film is a bit of a sad one. It's definitely an important film, but it's also a brilliant film, and it is 12 Years a Slave. This stars, I'm going to butcher this, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays the slave. Well, he was a free man, then he kind of got captured and was a slave, Solomon Northup, which I think is based on a true story, or is a true story. So you follow this free man who has a family and, you know, wears really nice clothes and lives in a really nice house, and then gets sold off to slavery. And it is just devastating. Lupita Nyong'o is beautiful in this. And then you've also got the performances of people like Paul Dano and Michael Fassbender. I think Brad Pitt is also in this as well. It's a stacked cast. And it is just gorgeous. It's gorgeous, but it's also really sad, and it's harrowing, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not an easy subject to talk about, nor is it an easy subject to review or kind of talk about as a film. But it's an important one I think I wanted in my collection, and it's just a really good film. It's a really good film, and I will buy films if they're really good films, because you know, that's why. So those were the 6 films that I have now added to my physical media collection. And as I said earlier in this video, I will not stop collecting or hunting. There are so many more films that I would love to add to these shelves. But I also want to practice kind of slow collecting and not getting way ahead of myself, because space is becoming a very quick issue. I probably just have enough space for the ones I've just got. But this was kind of the basis of this channel. I built this channel on physical media and my love for it, and returning back to it, and kind of denying streaming services and allowing yourself to own things again. And I still want to champion that. I just want to kind of move a little bit more away from the kind of overhyped consumption side of it all. So there will still be hauls, there will still be these physical media kind of videos dedicated to physical media as well. They just won't be what they were. But I do still love sitting down and having a little chat with you guys about physical media and things I love and things I want in my home and things that I really want to, you know, rewatch time and time again.